Race fans, it's about that time. Time to get up and wave. Everybody stand up. Everybody get up. Come on. Everybody stand up. Get up, get up, get up, get up. This is Speedfest 2013. 200 laps, the ARCA CRA Super Series here at Watermelon Capital Speedway.
The crowd came out again big time. Great grandstand full of people at Watermelon Capital Speedway. Travis Braden, John Hunter Nemechek at row number 1. The drivers waving back to the fans in the stands in this 2013 season of ARCA CRA Super Series competition, getting ready to go green in just a lap or so. The Sam Pierce Chevrolet CRA Pace Truck continues to lead the field down through turns 3 and 4. Travis Braden, the 0-1. John Hunter Nemechek, the number 8 on the front row. Row number 2 of Scotty Ellis. And the number 5 of Travis Sauter. And row number 3, the 18 ride of Hunter Robbins and Kyle Benjamin starts outside in 6th.
And one driver scheduled to go unable to answer the call, the 47 of Alan Carnes, scheduled to start inside of row number 16, not able to go. Also give a call out to the 98 of Russell Freeman, who lost a motor during Friday's practice sessions.
Pace truck has dropped to the infield. Travis Braden ready for green. He's the pole sitter. Outside, John Hunter Nemechek, the crowd on its feet, looking for the green. It waves, and we're underway for Speedfest 2013, the super late model portion of the ARCA CRA Super Series.
Out to the early lead. John Hunter Nemechek riding in 7th spot. Field starting to settle right off the bat, but you'll lead to lap 1. Travis Braden is 0-1.
We've already completed more laps at the start than we did in the Jake's race. We had a caution on the backstretch when some drivers got shuffled around, and Braden leads by 5 car lengths. Heading to turn 3. Hunter Robbins moves into the top 5. On the inside, on the outside, racing him out there is Kyle Benjamin.
Right behind Robbins and Benjamin, the battle between your fast qualifier, Johnny Sauter in the 5S, Bubba Pollard in the 26. Here comes Austin Terry on the 29, but now Benjamin gets on. We got a caution, trouble in turns 3 and 4.
Brandon Oakley in the 51 had his car turned around in the middle of turns 3 and 4. The Beaver Creek, Ohio driver, the DKBicycles.com, Oakley Blacktop number 51. Brandon Oakley competed here a couple of other times. John Hunter Nemechek looking for his big first breakout win in super late model competition, a 2012 winner and champion of the Allison Legacy Series. Braden and Nemechek coming to green off of turn number 4.
Green flag back in the air as Braden and Nemechek go side by side in the turns 1 and 2. Nemechek holding that outside lane. Now Travis Sauter looking around the outside. The 83 of Scotty Ellis for 3rd.
Side by side heading to turn number 3. This time a better restart for Nemechek. Boy, they rub a little bit of pain as Braden goes up the banking. He's got some tire marks on the right side of that 0-1 car. Nemechek drops back into line, bumper to bumper off of turn number 2, single file first 3. The battle was for 4. 97 of Garmin looks like he's done for the day. He did not even go to the pits. He went to the open spot on the infield, and he's done right around lap number 14. And now caution is out, 1 off the track. It's Donnie Wilson in turns 3 and 4. Solo car spin. Yellow is out for a 2nd time.
Tough break for the Oklahoma City, Oklahoma driver, the Wilson Ford Parts Ford, as Wilson makes his way back onto the racetrack. Doesn't appear to be any damage to the number 2 machine, just kicking up a little of that Georgia clay coming off of turn number 4.
And no fire down there yet. That's always a plus as well. Had a little bit of that in the first race earlier today down in the turn 3 portion of the back through the field. Trouble over in turn 2. Morrissey goes around. He collects Jake Griffin. Griffin did a nice job there trying to avoid the contact. May have clipped the left front a little bit. And watching on the front, on the back straightaway, looks like the car is okay, unless there's some minor damage to the left front suspension. Mark Keeler down on pit road.
And a note on the Andrew Morrissey number 39 car. They had this car up on jack stands all morning here. They were about an hour late getting down to the tech shed. I talked to the crew. They said that they have thrown absolutely everything they have at this 39 car. They were actually scaling it just prior to going to tech. They've changed all the shocks on this car multiple times throughout the weekend.
Heading to the infield. CRA Pace Truck yet another time. The field starts to pick up the pace. They head down into 3. They race to 4. Coming to the green flag, Braden and Sauter. Bring them in again. And Travis Braden, the good restart on the inside lane. Half car length advantage heading to turn number 1. Braden on the bottom. The 2012 Series Rookie of the Year takes sole possession of the lead. Down the backstretch, here comes John Hunter Nemechek for 2nd.
Travis Sauter trying to make the outside groove, working the number 5 machine. John Hunter Nemechek trying to make that inside. Johnny Sauter right there as well, trying to figure out which way to go as Robbins hangs on to the spot for now. Shuffling Benjamin back in the 5th one more time. Johnny Sauter right there in the number 5 machine. Eric Jones right there as well in the number 4. Bubba Pollard. Austin Terry up. Mike Garvey, your top 10.
Mike Garvey, Chase Elliott, the number 9, the number 29 of Anderson Bowen, the other 29 car, one of many we have this weekend, of course. Jeff Chiquette, David Reagan continues to try working his way forward, and off the track goes Jones. Jones trying to woe her down, has her locked down, dirt flying, dust in the air, keeps the car moving, caution flag is out. Jones gets it slowed down in time, and his dirt-covered number 4 car back onto the raceway. He was running that second groove. Don't know whether he got pinched, don't know whether he just ran it too far to the high side coming off of 2. Keeps the car in one piece. Despite the dirt all over that ride, he gets moving again, stays on the lead lap, does the number 4 of Eric Jones. Mark Keeler down on pit road. Good run in turn 4 this time for Sauter. He took a different angle. He went a little bit high in 3 and 4. Cut it to the Travis Sauter out front. He will take the lead and be the leader at the line on lap 36.
That shovels the 2012 ARCA CRA Super Series Rookie of the Year. Travis Brayton into 2nd spot. John Hunter Nemechek is 3rd. Robbins trying to hang on, but Bubba Pollard skates by the 26 for now. But Robbins trying to make that outside groove work. But as they battle side by side for position, Anderson Bowen right there as well at 29. Trying to decide which side to follow. The 26 of Pollard, 18 of Robbins.
Caution out for debris on the front straightaway right here past the finish line. Debris laying on the front stretch. A piece of a fender coming off of one of the cars. And caution flag is out. Could be the 51 of Nassi. He's missing part of his fender on the left front. Outside of Sauter, green flag waving this time. Sauter did choose the inside lane. Sauter by a nose at the line. They go down into turns 1 and 2. Brayton will get up some ground. He's got Benjamin boxed in behind him. Inside lane moving forward. John Hunter Nemechek moving into 2nd. Brayton needs to get low before the number 5 car of Sauter gets underneath him. Johnny Sauter running 5th. Make it 4th now. Up the banking and glows. He closes the door on the 71 of Benjamin, who has to check up. Nearly disaster for 4th and 5th.
Benjamin slipped out to 5th. He may fall back to 6th now as Hunter Robbins is recruited. Will work his way back in the top 5. The number 18 machine. But up front it is Travis Sauter, leader. New driver in 2nd spot. That is the 8 of John Hunter Nemechek.
Johnny Sauter, the top qualifier, trying to get up there with his relative. His nephew Travis Sauter leading the way. 3rd and 4th in a battle, and so are 5th and 6th. We'll talk about 3rd and 4th. Travis Brayton, the early race leader, holding on to it, but Johnny Sauter pressuring heavily from behind. Battle now for the number 4 position. Kyle Benjamin gets by the early race leader, Travis Brayton.
Austin Terry right here as well. He's in the top 5 for the first time this afternoon. As the Ford Kent main driver looking to make the long haul from way up north. Worthwhile here in Cordele, Georgia.
Outside lane, Sauter gets around Heckert. There is Morrissey running the bottom, moving over for the leader. Sauter goes up the bank and gets around on the outside. Trouble in 3. Gentry goes off the raceway. Gentry in the 09, a solo car spin. Caution is out. He was running around a couple of the other cars, and that is great timing for Hermiller as well as Morrissey as they're right in front of the leader. I think Heckert probably just was the first car, 1 lap down, as he just recently was passed. Might get the lucky dog in yellow waves.
Sauter and Sauter leads them out of turns 3 and 4. Chief Setter Brian Duncan's got the green flag in hand, and we're back underway for Speedfest 2013 here at Watermelon Capital Speedway. And right off the bat, Johnny Sauter around the outside.
Excellent restart for Johnny Sauter. He pulls ahead by half a car length, takes it way up along the rim of the racetrack on the backstretch, loses half a car length. Travis Sauter is going to lead the field at the stripe. I believe he does by just inches at the line. The Sauters are side by side in turns 1 and 2. The NASCAR Company World Truck Series leader on the outside, move down, does drop in the 2nd. And leading the way is Travis Sauter by half a car length. Johnny will drop to the bottom.
Spot. Cal Benjamin 4th. Austin Terrio now in the top 5 for the first time this afternoon.
Well, Travis Sauter was the class of the field in practice this weekend, and right now he is pulling away from Johnny Sauter, the top qualifier for this race. Has about a half straightaway lead. Around goes the 19, and down near the access road into the infield goes Hausler. Hausler was running there with the 09 of Gentry. Hausler gets it woe down in time, but Hausler will be parked off of the racetrack, trying to get the car refired and get back up onto the raceway surface as we have caution out at 72 laps in. A wild ride for Hausler in the 19.
He'll come around and complete another lap, give the lead in Nacita, Wisconsin's Johnny Sauter.
Trouble in 3 and 4. Around goes Heckert in the 72. And just as I was ready to talk about the run that Mike Garvey was having, he was challenging Benjamin for 4th. The 72 of Heckert went around at the back of the field to bring out a yellow solo car spin. 74 laps on the board. And how about the run by the Sauters? They're not being patient. They were roughing up each other at the front.
Sauter and Sauter out of 4. Green flag back in the air. We are back underway. They go into turn 1. It is still Sauter and Sauter side by side out of turn number 2. Travis Sauter with a slight advantage. Johnny Sauter a little sideways coming out of 2.
That 5 car on the outside lane of Johnny Sauter is free. It gets up sideways, runs around the rim of the racetrack on the backstretch, able to hang on to it. He will run in the 2nd spot as Travis Sauter has regained the lead.
Fellow competitor from up in Wisconsin, DeForest, Wisconsin to be exact, for Morrissey. As Perry Dusac, Wisconsin's Travis Sauter continues to show the way.
And barring any cautions, they're going to quickly catch that field before the halfway break. So you're going to see them racing into some slower traffic with Morrissey, Heckert, the 84 car of Newick, the 6 of Hermiller, and the 129 of Spencer Davis. This race today, the second event on our schedule for Speedfest 2013, saw 9 drivers under the age of 18. Our first race only saw 4, but this race looks like the more experienced, more talented, more veteran-laden drivers are kind of leading the way because the green flag runs have been much longer and more in variety.
And then these guys know they have to be patient. You know, this is a long race. As long as a 100-lapper was for Jeg CRA a little while ago, this is a 200-lapper race. Even with a halfway break, they still have to be patient. Strategy going to come into play here with seven laps to go to the halfway break.
Kind of keeping my eye on the 08 of Jake Griffin. Saw him earlier hit the left front on avoiding a car in turn number 2. Had a disastrous first race today with just about involved in every caution we had, but in this one he's running a very good, smooth, smart race. He just made a pass on the 51 car of Stephen Nasse. Next on his list, the 51 of Brandon Oakley. Griffin's Super Series car seems to be much better than the Jake's car.
Travis Sauter now beginning to get to the back of the lead pack cars. He's already went around the 39 of Andrew Morrissey, working to put a lap on the 72 of Scott Heckert. But Heckert and the 84 of Jay Newick are side by side in front of Travis Sauter. Now here comes Johnny Sauter. That's going to allow Johnny to close the gap on his nephew.
They look to the outside lane under green flag conditions. 5 laps until the halfway break. Outside goes Travis Sauter. Jay Newick down a lap. Johnny Sauter goes to the outside as well. Up in front of them by about a half a straightaway. A pretty strong battle going on between Donnie Wilson and Stephen Nasse, the 19 of Hausler, who spun off the track not long ago after making a good run through the field from his starting spot. The 83 of Scotty Ellis and the 129 of Spencer Davis up ahead as well for the Sauters as they work lap traffic. They have a straightaway lead over the number 8 car of John Hunter Nemechek, who has pulled away from that battle of 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th.
39 of Andrew Morrissey off the pace going into turn number 1 as the leaders safely negotiate by. Morrissey well off the pace. Tough break for the DeForest, Wisconsin driver. That's Spring Green Health Mart Ford.
White flag waving, final lap to our halfway break. Travis Sauter should be the leader. He will clear the number 6 of Brandon Hermiller. For Hermiller, this isn't a bad thing. He'll get the lucky dog if he can stay there and avoid being passed by Heckert. They come to the checkered flag for the first half of this race, and the first half comes to a conclusion. Travis Sauter claims the lead and will have the best chance to start up front again, depending on what type of strategy plays out. Finishing the line in 2nd was the number 5 of Johnny Sauter. 3rd, the number 8 of John Hunter Nemechek. 4th, the number 1 of Mike Garvey. 5th, the 71 of Kyle Benjamin. Anderson Bowen in 6th. 7th was Bubba Pollard. 8th, the number 9 car of Chase Elliott. And 10th, the 29 of Austin Terrio. It is halfway. The halfway mark has been reached. We have completed the first 100 of our 200-lap race here this evening. As afternoon does start to turn to evening now, we will see the rest of the race under lights. We will have a break of about 15 minutes and a chance for the drivers to make adjustments and take tires.